Hello and welcome to EcoAudit 2020 Democrats Edition. In this mini-series, we'll be looking at the environmental record of the top 5 highest polling Democrats in May of 2019. Today's episode will investigate Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Let's begin. Let's start with a look at some of his actions as mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Elected at age 29, Pete Buttigieg has held his position for 2 terms since 2012, and in that time he has garnered support and respect from his constituents, many of whom affectionately call him Mayor Pete. Climate change is becoming a particularly pressing concern for South Bend's 100,000 residents, as Indiana is starting to suffer from more frequent and severe extreme weather. Seeing the inadequacy of South Bend's outdated drainage system, Pete dedicated much of the time shortly following his initial election to, quote, finding a cost-saving and environmentally friendly solution to the stormwater problem. He did exactly that. By 2017, Pete saw the establishment of flood-resistant green infrastructure across South Bend, saving hundreds of millions of dollars on costly revamps in the process. Environmental protection has clearly been a priority for Mayor Pete since the beginning of his political career. Rather than setting aside environmental concerns to focus on the serious problems facing South Bend, he has managed to incorporate eco-friendliness proactively into his solutions. In 2012, Pete began a series of measures to revitalize his city's dying economy while making its infrastructure a model for a greener future. His reforms in the following years attracted national attention, prompting then-President Barack Obama to deem him one of the 4 gifted Democrats he believes will lead the party in the future in 2016. It seemed ludicrous at the time that the young or unorthodox mayor of a small town would ever reach such great heights, but the fact that he polled highly enough for us to make a video about him says otherwise. Alright, now let's knock off some key points. First up, what is his climate plan? The Buttigieg campaign website is very brief in its assessment of Pete's plan. Essentially, it's the Green New Deal. He's been a vocal supporter of the Green New Deal since its release. Here's his take on the resolution.
I think the elegance from a policy perspective of the concept of the Green New Deal is it matches a sense of urgency about that problem of climate change with a sense of opportunity around what the solutions might represent. Even right now, one of the biggest recent announcements in our county of added union jobs in the auto industry was at a facility making electric vehicles. I think a Green New Deal would promote that, and so that could be good news for us here in the industrial Midwest.
As you can see here, Pete likes to bring his personal experiences in South Bend into his climate discussion. This is especially valuable because he has gained unique insights into the depth and severity of climate change by living in part of the country that is so severely affected. A major facet of the Green New Deal that he seems to like is the support it will lend to American business and employment, both of which are high priorities for a Midwestern politician. Aside from support of the Green New Deal, Pete's side outlines a few specific policies the candidates would like to put into practice. They are to, quote, increase energy efficiency in homes, invest in building retrofits, strengthen rural resilience and protect rural communities from environmental hazards, decarbonize transportation and industry, convene state and local leaders for an agreement on a community-driven carbon reduction, and commit to the Paris Climate Agreement and collaborate with other countries to increase all our goals. This set of goals is unique from that of other 2020 candidates because of its focus on infrastructure reform and protections for rural America. His first 2 goals sound a lot like the measures he's taking as mayor to physically improve South Bend's housing and business framework. Pete's rhetoric on climate change has consistently emphasized its urgency and pervasiveness. He became part of the global covenant of mayors for climate and energy in 2018. Regarding this decision, he said, we joined the covenant because we are serious about ensuring South Bend is a healthy, prosperous place for the next several generations, and because we want South Bend to contribute to the global effort to protect the climate. While this agreement is largely symbolic, his statements demonstrate that he is serious about doing everything in his power to safeguard our environment, even as mayor of a small town. As far as the priority of climate action, Pete simply says, quote, you can't just hope it's going to take care of itself if you're concerned about how life is going to unfold for us all. Unlike more moderate candidates like Joe Biden, Mayor Pete is not going to tolerate putting the climate on the political back burner. His rhetoric can be disarmingly measured and collected, but he does not shy away from making his harsher feelings known every now and then. Here's what he has to say about our current president.
I would like to see this president and the style of politics that he represents sent off through the electoral process, decisively defeated at the ballot box. Because I just don't think that's what America is. I understand how it happened. Believe me, I come from the industrial Midwest. There are a lot of people who voted for him and also voted for me, and also voted for Barack Obama. So these things are complicated, but part of how it happened was a lot of people felt that the system was letting them down and frankly kind of voted to burn the house down.
Pete is evidently willing to challenge and call out other politicians on their action or lack thereof. He'll likely flex these muscles a little more down the line as political heat rises leading up to the primary elections. Further stressing the seriousness about climate change, Pete signed an agreement not to accept any money from fossil fuel interests or PACs. Several other Democratic candidates have done the same. So that's Mayor Pete Buttigieg. He has an impressive history of climate action as mayor of South Bend, Indiana. His rhetoric has consistently pointed to his dedication to fighting climate change, as do his policies, and his joint candidates like O'Rourke and Warren in accepting no money from fossil fuel interests. Do you think Pete can take on the older Democratic candidates and win the nomination? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at We Are Ecocentric. Well, that's all for me, and as usual, stay for the world. See you next week.